What's up, Paul?
Hey, how you doing?
How's it going?
The I'm having a hell of a time. I started up
Uh,
a stream and it dropped, and then oh well, I'm back now.
yeah, I was about to come in when and then I clicked on it, and it was already you'd already ended it.
So
See, they
how'd your bus
reopened the
trip go
straight.
this morning? Anything?
Nothing, just
Just
normal
like
day.
usual.
Yeah,
Now you still have the same bus driver?
yeah, I'll have her till the end of the year at least,
Okay.
and then they'll put his route up for bid sometime the following year. I don't know why they don't do it before summertime so they can get all that organized, but they do it after we get back, and then whatever driver bids on it. Whoever has the most years gets the bid, gets the route. So
Seniority, right?
yeah, I can't be moved off the route, but the driver can that I have in because that's my route. That's assigned to me.
Giggles, Dusty,
What's up, Dusty?
Jim's
TJ?
here. How you doing, Jim?
Why don't I see all them people? Oh, that's old chat. Hold on. That was the one I was pulling up when you.
Boy, we had a hell of a rainstorm again overnight. Oh wow.
Look at that.
Started last night about 11 o'clock and didn't stop until about 6 o'clock this morning.
Up there. What's up, TJ, Brenda, Dusty, Jim? How's it going?
Here comes Captain Joe.
I don't know, dude. Zoom's been having some issues the last seems like for like a month or so now. I've been having a lot of issues with it too.
Morning.
Good morning, Joe.
Even other people have like trying to come in, waiting rooms not working.
You
I've
got
had
your
it crash on me a couple times.
festive shirt on this morning, Joe?
Yeah, I feel patriotic. Hey, Brenda Giggles, Jim. Hey, Jim.
Yeah, Zoom
Dusty.
Zoom has not been very nice to me on occasion.
I'm
Well,
trying
I
to
mean,
figure out why you were on. You were live. Everything looked good. Then you just killed it.
Oh, I didn't kill it. I went over to change my name because it had IT and there was no S, and all of a sudden everything went off and I had to start up again.
yeah, but Zoom's been crashing a lot too. And it probably crashed ended it before because he didn't have nobody else in there. Because it crashed on me a couple times last week, and it crashed on I think Ed had a couple times that happened to him.
Yeah, it's
Plus, if
kind of
I took
frustrating first thing in the morning.
and the waiting room's been like clogging it up too. Like you'll if the waiting room's on, sometimes it takes forever for people to get in, but then if you turn it off, they come right in. See on mine, I don't really put the link in the chat for except for a couple of times, but it's usually real quick. So I usually turn mine off.
So,
Song
Joe,
don't
you gonna
stop.
go over and fly some more today, or
I'm going by Johnny in a little bit.
are you taking your checkbook with you? Pay him for
Hell
that
no.
drone?
I looked at his video, second video. I don't like it. He put a
Well,
video up last night just flying around the area. I don't like it. I don't like the
to
way I just don't like the way what it does. It doesn't give you, you got your clean video, but you got everything else moving kind of funny.
Yeah,
You know,
it,
so
it, it it definitely is. Either you like that kind of thing or you don't, and I'm not a big proponent of it.
you got to be from the Pacific Northwest to like it.
Now you can look around though in the goggles with the 360 camera, right?
Yeah. But to me, that would, okay,
But
let's
it
put it
doesn't
this
have
way.
to turn the drone to do it, right? You can just turn your head.
No, you're turning your head and you're looking in that direction, but to me, that would confuse you. You might get used to it, you know.
Well, not if there's a good little like, not if there's some kind of setup in the goggles that like shows you a dial of where you're at and when you're
Right,
lined up with the drone, you know. I'm sure there's something in there that tells you you're looking directly out the front. I'm sure there's some kind of bar or something.
right.
What you gotta do is when you meet up with Johnny next time, just pop his goggles on, just see what it looks like.
I'm gonna go over there this morning. Going over to the wall.
Yeah,
So,
fly you around with the goggles on. Let him fly.
but these are shirts. You wouldn't believe how old this shirt is.
What's up, Lance?
This shirt is probably 25 years old. This is one that I could wear, and it wasn't tight 25 years ago. Now it's loose.
Yeah, like a tie-dye shirt or something.
They had a white one. The kids were doing patriotic stuff for 4th of July. So we all kind of just dipped it in different things and then washed it, different kind like this. And I've got a bunch of Henleys like this that I kept in case I lost weight because I liked them. And like I said, it's about 25 years old. And it feels like it's brand new, just because it was put away and taken care of,
Oh, Joe, Lance is talking to you.
Oh, I ain't talking to him.
He said, "Shut up."
You got to be from the Pacific, the beautiful Pacific Northwest to like bullshit like that.
I thought he was mimicking Laura a little bit.
Well, I mean, it
No,
is their first like iteration of it, though, right?
it don't matter. It's like
I'm
it
sure
still
they'll
sucks.
improve on it with updates and stuff. Like
Now,
I
wait,
said,
wait,
they
let's
always have
hold
a
on.
little bit of problems when they first come out, and then they'll
Let me go
eventually
pull
get
this
them
thing
worked
up.
out.
I'm gonna go pull this thing up. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Where the hell is it? That's not it. I want to find the long one. See, he probably didn't like it either. I don't see it. Probably took it down. I don't see it. Here it is. I'm not gonna put the sound on it.
Did DJI have a 360 camera before that drone?
I thought they had just come out with one. What a drone. Now watch the way it looks. You see the way you see the way
Like a
it
clicks.
show. Can you see it?
Yeah.
See how it's got like that circle in the street? That street is not like that. It doesn't, it's not bad, but it's just different. You know what I mean? Now, I could also consider the fact that it could be the pilot.
Now, my thing, because I haven't watched any videos on this thing, so I haven't seen anything.
But
I'm
you
wondering.
see, like when you start making that turn, you start changing your focal point. It does that.
But
He's changing his focal point.
can you fly in like regular mode and look around and it not look all warped like that?
Well, when you fly in regular mode, it looks like that. But when you start doing your editing and you start like you be going towards that big building, but you want to focus on the trees, then the drone will turn and you'll get the 360 look.
So it
It's
always has
called
that kind of
keyframing.
warp look.
Always got that warped looking on the outside.
Yeah, it's got that little warp look down here. Now I know the pilot's a little warped, but And
Lance said
then they
whoever
even go long enough to see the Waffle House.
Lance said
That's the
whoever posted this is a rookie. It must be Johnny.
it is. So I'm saying he's warped a little bit too. So you got to figure. I'd expect that out of Johnny. So, but the biggest thing is when you're flying straight. You're flying straight. It's just a regular video. But if you decide you want to focus, I'm flying by the lighthouse. Then I want to go past the lighthouse, but I want to focus on the lighthouse. It's gonna start warping at 360. Now, I'll be honest with you, I think it's better when you go faster. Because I've seen people use 360 going fast and it looks pretty cool. But if I took the time out there, if I took the time out there and did like a panoramic or something like this, and then blended it in and it's found a way, even if I did like I think it's an asteroid, I might be able to blend it into the video and make it look like that and then come out of it.
Lance said it does not have to be warped. Johnny is a newbie.
That's what I'm saying. If that's what I'm thinking. It's got to be the pilot. That was editor error.
I mean, you would think Lance would be an expert at this point because he did use his 360 camera a lot more than most people do. A lot of
Yeah, it
people
said,
I've seen a lot of people buy them and only use them once or twice and then they never use them again.
well, Johnny said he doesn't like editing, so he said, "Don't buy any. I'll probably sell mine to you."
Well, what you do
I'll
is you just,
buy.
when you go see him, tell him you'll take it and fly it and let him know what you think.
No, I'm not gonna fly. I don't fly anybody's drone. I will not fly somebody's drone.
What would be cool is if you didn't have to fucking edit the video and the drone could just do it itself.
Yeah,
That'd
but
be nice. I bet that's something that will
he
eventually
got
come.
about I think he paid 469 for it with one battery, and he's got two batteries coming. So he bought two batteries instead of buying a fly more. But he's got it coming because he didn't need everything else for it. So it still saves him money. So I figure he's got about let's see, about 600 invested. It's used now. I'll give him the full price for those two batteries that he paid, but the drone's only worth now about 250.
Lance said I'll give him $200.
Yeah, I'll give him 250 for it because, like I said, he's fluid, you know.
Well, it definitely, do you fly that? Do you have to use the goggles or can you use a regular controller?
Regular controller or goggles, either one.
So it would be the second version of the controller then.
What's that? What did you say?
The second version, the one that's got antennas on top of the
No,
controller.
it's probably gonna have its own.
Yeah.
Did it have its own controller or not?
No, you can use the
Uh,
goggles 3, the N3s, motion controller 3, or the RC2.
RC2. Yep.
One with the Martian one. I told y'all yesterday I went to my oncologist, right? When she
Yeah.
weighed me,
mhm.
I took everything out of my pockets and put it on the scale, off the scale, and I weighed in at 197. And I told her, I said, okay, put down 193. She goes, well, it says 197. I said, you want me to take the clothes off? I said, because it's 193. That's what it is. And she looked at me, started laughing. She goes, look, I'll
What's
put
up,
down
Logan?
193. So she put down 193 on there, and the computer came back and said, the patient has lost more than 10% of his body weight since the last time he has been weighed here in October. Please weigh him again. Like that. And she started laughing. I said, I wanted to see if it was going to do that because they said they had that feature. And he come walking in, he looked at me and said, how much more weight are you going to lose? He says, every time I look at your weight and I see, and it pops up and I see that, he said, the first thing I do is look at your blood work and look at your PET scan. I said, well, look at the PET scan and the blood work first next time. I said, because I'm going to be 170 next time. When I weighed myself this morning, I was 193. That's pretty good. Logan, what's up? Lance got time to talk in there, but he can't come on.
Well, he's probably on his way.
And maybe,
it's
but
six-
he
it's
usually
si-
calls
it's-
us anyway in the dark.
It's 621 there.
Hey, Justin, look what I printed last night.
More earrings?
Can you see it? Is Justin still there?
Yeah,
What is it?
That's
Oh.
4 feet. That's for the 360 landing legs. Printed, what they do is they snap on the bottom of the legs to keep it off because the way they don't have any, it's real close to the ground. So if you have it in 360 mode and you land, you can scratch your lenses up. It was just stupid when it landed, it ought to put the lens the other way, but it don't. At
Yeah,
least
you
that's
would
what
think it would be
yeah.
automatic.
Yeah, I thought it was automatic. It might not, but it should. I mean, every picture I saw of people with it sitting there, it's right there. But this was on Makeup World last night. So I printed a set in PETG, and I'm gonna bring him to Johnny. And he's colorblind. He likes yellow anyway, so yeah, I'm waiting for him to print something green one day and say, "What color is that?" I'm say yellow.
That's funny.
Even pretty good.
Lance says, Joe, you just printed landfill.
I printed 3 sets.
Morning, Logan.
I figured if I was gonna print them, I print one of the three messed up. One of the three messed up of the 3 sets.
you want to hear the brain teaser I sent TJ this morning?
What's
No,
that?
Lord help me.
I said your fingers have fingertips, but your toes don't have toe tips. Yet you can tiptoe, but not tip finger.
That's why he's not on. He's still laughing.
He probably was laughing so hard that he passed out.
I'm surprised he
I heard a
hasn't
good
passed
joke.
out before.
I heard a good joke yesterday. This guy was married to a blind, and he always treated her like she was kind of goofy. And she said, one of these days I'm gonna fix him and show him I'm smarter than you think. So she says, I'm gonna paint the den, the family room, when he leaves and when he comes home, he's gonna see that I was able to paint the room. It's gonna look nice. So he leaves, goes to work. She gets the paint and gets started, everything. He comes home and he finds her on the floor, laying there in a pool of sweat, passed out, and she has a mink coat on and one of her heavy winter coats on. He wakes up and he revives and he can smell the paint and he looks around. It looks pretty good. And he says, what did you do? She goes, I painted the room. He said, well, why are you wearing that? She says, well, the instructions said it's better to use 2 coats. I like
I'm
that.
hoping not.
About as goofy as you could be. I looked at what you call it last night. I saw something on one of the reels on Instagram. I said, oh, no, that's bullshit. I pulled up marine traffic. You ought to see how many tankers are coming from. You can see the direction coming into the Gulf of Mexico, going into Texas and the backside of Louisiana.
Oh yeah,
Big
they
tankers.
reopened the strait this morning. Just a little while ago.
Yeah, he said, I saw something about that. But you ought to see the tankers that are coming here. There's a line of tankers coming here, coming around the tip of Africa and coming up. And they're coming straight here. And that's what they said yesterday. They said there were like 200 of them coming to fill up in the States.
Bamboo's got an update.
That's for the H2D or whatever it is. H2C, whatever the new one is. I got a problem with mine. Mine's pissing me off.
Well, they must do updates for everything because why would they send it to, you think they would send it just to that printer and not
Well,
every
I
printer.
tried to update, it wouldn't let me.
So that,
Okay.
like mine's updating, so maybe they had one for the mini then too.
It wouldn't let me do it. Because it asked me what printer and everything. I found a printer. It's not showing me this morning. It didn't show me. It did not show me this morning. Who is barking? What are you barking for? Stop. I don't want no barking this morning. Let's see.
What I like about Bamboo too is they remove all the old files and they re-download the new ones.
Yeah, look at that line coming into the Gulf, right in the. If you go right there, where that's at, you go a little bit further up, you'll see a red line going straight up. All that red line, all them tankers. See that?
Yeah.
Don't
Well, look
buy
at all the
tankers.
tankers here.
Yeah.
Well, Iran was going to go bankrupt, they said, within about a month because they only pull about $13 billion a month. And they can't survive without
I'll
that.
tell you, when you look at that picture right there, that is too much bullshit. What I'm telling you. There's a straight right up there, a little bit tip.
Right here.
Yeah. What they need to do, you see that piece of land that sticks out in there? You
Chop
just
it
blow that
off.
shit up. That's
Yeah,
Dubai
see
right
all-
there. Like that's Dubai. That's where Dubai's at. Right there. That's Dubai.
Come on.
No, yeah, it is.
Yeah, you
That's
see
it.
where all the tanks are up against Saudi Arabia right there? All those tankers, they're all just parked there, sitting there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the other ones that are moving, they look like arrows. The ones that are parked are circles.
No, all these big bunches of ships, they said, are all just parked. And they're just
Yeah,
sitting there.
that's a big bunch right there off of Dubai. It's all
Yeah, they're not, they said earlier they weren't really moving around. They're just kind of sitting because they can't get through because the military's not the Navy's not allowing them to.
yeah. LC.
Morning, guys.
Good morning, Lance.
So seriously though, Joe, the edit is pretty straightforward, and if you haven't edited in 360 before, you could easily get that warp, or you might want the warp. That might be a cool look. It just depends. Let me show
Johnny
you
wants
an
to warp
example.
because they don't know how to fix it.
Yeah. So let me show you an example here of what you could do. So this isn't warped at all. And if I zoom in even more, it's not warped. But if I start to zoom out, do you guys see this?
Yeah.
As I start to zoom out,
Wait.
it
Zoom back
starts
in a
to
little
warp.
bit. Zoom back in a little bit.
That's as much. Okay, I can zoom in.
Wait, come back a little bit. Right there. Who's the girl?
I don't know. I'm
Oh, that's
I'm
a
in
young girl. It's a
Hawaii.
little bitty girl.
Yeah.
I couldn't
So-
see it.
But if you start to go sideways, notice it's not warped. Okay. But if I were to zoom out and turn it down a little bit, see,
Then
now it
you warp
starts
it.
to look warped. So, it's just a matter of knowing how to edit that, and he'll learn. I want this at the horizon line, right? And then I can go. So if I were to fly by this truck, say, and like this was your lighthouse, you would just fly here, and then you start to turn in post to get the truck on the backside. And I'm going to show toes because I know Justin likes toes. There you go,
Oh,
Justin.
well,
What?
You always say, ooh,
No, I
toes.
say if people keep their feet clean, that's fine. Don't come out in public with
Okay,
crusty feet.
gotcha. But anyway, that's how you would do that, Joe. Is you could take the warp out, or you could, like Jim's droning is doing some really cool videos, and you can tell he's, I don't want to say a rookie, but he loves the sphere, and I know that Donald doesn't like the sphere.
I hate the sphere.
I like the sphere. It works with certain edits, but it could be overused. And like Jim's droning, who's got a 360 for the first time. I don't know if he ever had a 360 Insta 360, but he's overusing the the sphere. In the drones in the videos that he has put up so far, but
Right.
he's done a good job. Anyway, it's pretty easy to do in post. You just need to, if you're new at it, you don't know how to make the correction. So Johnny, there you go.
Well, I'll see him in about an hour. So
Yeah, and have him look at the The 629, 729, 829 is when I said that in your guys' little podcast here. You can go back and look at it.
I just stuck that I was gonna bring a USB over there because when he does it, I'm gonna take one of his videos so I can fool with it.
Yeah, that's a good way to do that, Joe, is get his video.
I just stuck it in my pocket to make sure I didn't forget it.
There you go. Good. And then you'll have to download the DJI software. The thing that I don't like about it, is it doesn't share with Insta360. I would rather just know one software. At our age, I don't want to learn another piece of software, right? But I'm gonna have to learn the DJI software, which looks a little different, but I think it'll be manageable.
Throwing that age up. You must be on Paul's channel.
Yeah.
So you didn't think these legs were good?
I was kidding. Yeah, and I originally I didn't know what that was for when you were you showed them, and I typed it before you told me that they were
They're supposed to snap right on it. I did a couple of sets, 3 sets.
Yeah, so
one of them I got to reprint.
Yeah.
To do that it's 1 hour.
Wow.
So I'm gonna do it when I leave. It'll be finished when I get back.
Did you see that the Ray-Ban AI glasses are down to $179?
No. Really?
Yep.
Where at? On Amazon?
I'm seeing it. They're refurbed, and they're showing it's an ad on Facebook.
Oh.
But I bet if you were to type it in, Ray-Ban AI, this is 224 at Target.
Oh, Mark.
I don't think the 179, 224 is what I see.
Yeah, and I do too. So, maybe that might be a Facebook, trying to lure you in.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Oh, I bet that's Johnny.
All right.
No, that's Mark.
Oh, it's Mark. Good morning, Mark.
Morning,
Johnny
man.
won't come on. He's embarrassed.
Joe, Justin, Paul.
I would be too, posting those videos you showed.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Rookie.
Yeah.
That'll get him here.
Only if he's paying attention.
Yeah. I just text him or Facebook DM'd him, asked him about if one battery was going to be enough. He said, no, it wouldn't be. You would need at least 2. And they're $90 a battery.
And Donald, I am not a pervert, but if you go to a beach area and there's bikinis, you're gonna look. When I realized it was a younger girl, I said, "Oh, it's a young girl. Never mind." So that took the pervert out of it. The creep was there, but the pervert came out. What you doing, here, Justin?
Make a couple things for Australia.
Were you able to update yours?
Yeah.
That don't make sense. It told me update. I wouldn't let me choose my printer, anything. When I tried to download it, wouldn't let me do it.
Be right back, guys.
Don't make sense.
How you doing, Mark?
Not too bad.
How are things over in the UK?
Well, it just rained again.
We had a big thunderstorm again overnight. Like started about 11 o'clock last night and went until 6 or 7 o'clock this morning.
Oh yeah, it rained all night, but it was quite fine this morning. But now it's rained again.
Yeah, my Bamboo Studios updating, the printers are updating now. But it might have, maybe they just didn't have one for your particular printer, maybe they only released a couple of them.
It's starting to rain again now.
Well, it said it had all the printers listed, but it wouldn't let me do it.
Maybe just try again. Anything, reset the printer and then try to do it again. Like just turn it off and turn it on, or turn it off, turn it back on and try it.
Yeah.
Maybe the update just glitched out. Jody, what's up?
That Jody is Frank. It's Frank, aka Jody. Saw a clip last night on Instagram. The what you call it, the police were trying to get into an apartment where somebody broke into the apartment with a woman, and they're breaking glass trying to get in and everything, and they hear her screaming. They said he's in there like this, so they go running in, and they kick the door in, right? They look at how the police, sheriff's department and all of this, and they turn the corner, and he's got her on the floor like this, and he's on top of her. That as they turned the corner, they started shooting him, and they must have shot him 15 times. All you heard was ta 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 ta, and the red dot was on him every time. You can see the red dot.
Oh wow.
She was screaming. They reached over and grabbed her and drug her towards them, and the cop was still shooting. Ta 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 ta, like that. And the guy he's against the wall, sliding down the wall. They lit his ass up. I saw one in California where the guy he was beating the cop and tried to steal the cop's car. Then he shot at the cop, and the police car, he couldn't start it because I guess the cop had his keys or whatever it was. But he got out and he started running, and he ran behind another car and got ready to shoot at people again. And one of them come flying through at about 60 and just took him out. Rolled right over his ass. And when he hit the street, all of them on the side of the street started shooting. So he got run over and shot afterwards.
I see where I can't remember what town it was, but there was a child kidnapped from a in a Walmart or something,
Okay.
and went out on the street, and the police arrived, and he had the baby in his hands. It was a young one with a knife, and he cut him down the side of the face, and the cops shot him and killed him.
Wow. If I'd have been there, that would have been my kid. The cops wouldn't have had to shoot him and kill him.
And it showed a picture of his cut like from here to here on his face.
But the kid,
Yeah.
that's a shame.
Yeah, because that, even with surgery, that's never gonna. It's always gonna be a scar, right?
Yeah, could be. Could be. They had I was on a hot. They thought it was a hostage situation when I was working EMS at Westchester 911, and we were about a half a block from it, but we could see the house, so we could see what was going on. And the cop standing with us, had the radio going, so we were listening to the whole deal, what was going on. I thought that the guy had his wife inside, but the guy was by himself. They just thought he had his wife. So what happened was, he had a gun and he kept putting it to his head. And they could see him in there, and he kept pointing it like he was pointing at somebody. And they had a sniper on the roof across the street. that was looking right at him the whole time with night vision. And they said, he picked up the gun again. He's pointing it somewhere. You want me to take him? No, negative. And they kept asking, have a clear shot. Do you want me to take him? Negative. But they could have took him out any period, any part of that time. Then the wife, the person they thought was in the house, comes up and says, "What's going on? That's my ex-husband in there." Like that. And they looked at her and said, "Well, we thought you were in there." Because they said he said he had a hostage. He said he don't have anybody, he's by himself. So then they decided to go in and get him. But he actually, when they told him they were coming in, he opens the front door and comes he's in a wheelchair, comes out in his wheelchair. We spent 2 hours out there, but it could have finished in about 5 minutes. It was interesting though. The most interesting part was when they had all the SWAT team ready to go in, all geared up, and one of the SWAT members is on the street, crawling on the street, just belly crawling, gets all the way over there, rolls over. Yeah, he's crawling, he's got a rifle, right? Rolls over underneath the street light and shoots the street light out. And then comes back. Now they could have shot the street light out from where they were standing. Yeah. I know they did good shots.
All the updates went on the printers, okay? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with yours. I'll just say we started and try it.
Yeah, I got something set to print, so I'll do it later. But it comes up and it shows me, it says, "Do you want to download it?" I say, "Yeah." Then it says, "Then don't do anything."
Don't really know the relationship between this woman and the caretaker and the child, but really a really scary moment.
Omaha.
Officer involved shooting, and one person is dead. But the good news is, out of all of this, that young boy, that 3-year-old, aside from that injury, we do know, according to authorities, that he is expected to recover. Hallie?
Kathy Park, thank you very much for the update. Appreciate it.
What happened?
There was a guy kidnap or try to take a 3-year-old by a Walmart in Omaha, and he had a knife on the thing, and the police were there, and he cut the kid on the face, and the police shot him.
What else? The defense.
Like I said, if you got a 3-year-old and he's holding the 3-year-old up in the air, you got a lot of body parts you can shoot underneath it.
Yeah, I think it was a case of should I or shouldn't I shoot him, or they maybe thought that they could talk him out of it, but
Yeah, but tell you what,
when he pulled the knife down on the kid's face and the blood started, that's when he started shooting.
yeah, because you standing there. I guarantee you that kid, if it's the size of like my granddaughter, if you're holding that kid, his knees are wide open. Shoot him dead in the knee. See how fast he's got to regroup.
Well, I guess it was a good sized knife he had. He was.
I was told by a doctor years ago that he's heard the worst pain that he's ever heard of was when somebody got shot in the knee. The amount of pain it induced.
Just radiated, huh?
He said the guy said that he had broke arms before and everything else. He said when he was shot in the knee, he said it was a whole different story because there's no standing up, you know. So that's what you do. And that's what in the Marine Corps they told us. And hand to hand, one of the main spots is if you could take the knee out, take the knee out. You know, take the knee out first if you can. If you can't, you know, if it's a life and death situation, go for a kill spot. But if you fighting them and you know you're having a problem fighting them, try to take the knee out. A knee and an elbow. I've taken an elbow out before in a fight.
And if you think about it, there's three major bones that connect at that knee. Of course, that would be very painful.
Oh yeah, got all those nerves, everything else in there, all those ligaments. And I guarantee you, he ain't gonna walk around. He don't have a cane with him. Let's put it that way. When I blew my ACL, MCL, and meniscus all at the same time, I was able to walk on it for the first 3 minutes. About 3 minutes after that, I couldn't put weight on it anymore. Because all I was doing when I step on it was I was putting bone on bone. And I remember that pain. When my daughter came and picked me up, because I was at Pizza Hut, she came and picked me up to bring me home. To bring me to the hospital, actually, bring me to the hospital. I called her, said, "What time you get off?" She goes, "In about 20 minutes." I said, "I hurt my knee. I gotta go to the hospital. Come pick me up." I can't get there. She came. She took about an hour, but I had to clean up. I was sitting on a stool closing the place. I closed the place. My cook got back and cleaned everything up, and we shut down. And when she drove up there, I started to try to get out to the car, and I couldn't do it. And she was so small, she couldn't hold me up. I actually got on the ground and crawled to the car.
Why didn't you call EMS?
I could have, I should have. I had good insurance. I should have. I just said, "Come on, let me just get there." And that was the worst day of my life, man. They kept me till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and all they put me in was a brace and gave me crutches.
Well, the one thing nice about, I've only had to call EMS a couple of times in my life, but they come and get you. They take you to the hospital. You don't have to wait in the waiting room and none of that mess. You
Oh
just
yeah, I know.
go right straight in.
Yep. When I need to go, when it's something serious, I've only gone a couple of times. I only gone once. I went once when I had that heart attack walking up here. That's the only time.
Uh, no, knobbed up on me.
Well, let me go do what I gotta do. I gotta leave here in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'll see y'all later today.
Okay, Joe, we'll see you.
See you, Joe.
What's up, Mark? I didn't even hear Mark come in. What's up?
Hi, Justin.
Justin, what time do you have to go?
I usually jump off around 10:30. 10:30, around there.
Around 10:30?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're almost at 10 o'clock now. What do you guys think?
Obviously not a lot.
We can't hardly hear your voice, Justin.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
now we can hear you.
Yeah, because I was on the other side of the room. Let's see. Let's try this again.
So did you finally get your card yesterday and go back to shop or what?
I just had to go to the ATM. I had to go shopping.
Did you fly this morning, Paul?
What's that?
Did you fly this
Yeah, I
morning?
flew a ship this morning before it started raining again. It's raining again. Yeah, it's gonna rain now until about noon, but then it's gonna start up again. It's gonna be rain almost all day.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off, Paul. I gotta make a phone call.
Okay.
I'll catch you later.
All right. See you.
See you, Justin. So, Paul, you're not going to get the 360, huh?
No.
Come on. It'd be a great learning curve. I'm talking to Paul.
Here's what my day is gonna look like. I'm right here. Okay. Well, I don't need to be kept any more busy than I am right now.
I don't see your Pepsi.
This?
There it is.
Well, Boone's bothering me again. I think he wants to go out and it's raining out. So I think I'm just going to close it down, guys.
Okay, Paul.
Hey, Eb, thanks for being here, Lance, Mark.